guess the process is research first. You've got to have all the authentic stuff to base it on. You want to get some kind of truth into what you're doing, and because the last thing we want to do is sensationalize anything. In getting all the authenticity, we just got a library of photos. At every single location we went to in Thailand, they had memorials to the tsunami, which included big photo walls and everything. And at each of those locations, we took the photos from that people had taken themselves of what happened. And a lot of those were kind of the most poignant. You couldn't remove yourself from what you saw in the footage, in the photographs and everything. Kind of really brought home to us exactly what an important job it was for us to be able to recreate this with a real sense of authenticity about it.
It's useless. Look at this place. Adam, we just need to shoot.
There's a lot of footage, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of research, a lot of photos on the net. There's lots of information to be gathered, but the trick is achieving it.
We had a really clear sense of what we wanted, what we were after. And so I think that as well, preparation as always really pays off.
One of the things that was quite important that came out of the research was that when you look at the devastation, there's lots of different types that were created, So you had devastation that was, from concrete buildings, and you would just get a sea of concrete pieces, as far as the eye could see. And then other places you would just have great piles of wood and, covered in cars and people's everyday belongings in them and everything. Other places there was just a complete absence of stuff. And I very much wanted to get that into the, into this movie. And so that we had each place that everybody goes is kind of psychologically appropriate for them. So when Ian finds the flattened land, that was like a complete absence because it also reflected the loss that he's just suffered, and he walks into an area that's got nothing in it. And that was absolutely true, though. There were places that were just stripped of all their topsoil and the grass and everything, and there was nothing left. And then there were other places like here, for instance, where I very much wanted to show that there was a community here.
There are a lot of details that make this story very real.
It's weird. What's lost and what survives.
I'm so sorry.
We had to do a lot of construction to build what's the remains of our Thai character's village, what's basically his village destroyed.
Where is everybody?
All gone.
But your family?
You see this location around you now. I mean, anyone who was involved in the tsunami, anyone who's been down here and been to most of our locations, always amazed at how realistic it all is.
For me to see that, it's like, wow, it's like going back in time.
You kind of want to get the sense of what were houses, what were people's huts, and what were people's lives going on inside them.
Before the tsunami, we're in the hotel with the characters of Ian, Susie and Martha, and it's this perfect paradise hotel on this extraordinary paradise beach, white sand and palm trees. And when Susie then gets off the boat and comes back to the hotel, the entire thing is devastated. Now, obviously, we needed to try and find a way of matching those two places. So what we did was use an existing hotel that's actually been rebuilt since the tsunami for the first hotel, and our production designer, Richard Bridgeland, built on the sand a chalet, or two chalets as it turned out, right from scratch, two entire buildings, which he then destroyed after the wave had come.
We had to wreck them, which was that was very sad. Normally sets last a little bit longer than a day before we take them apart, but the crew really got into the whole wrecking of it. Yeah.
Obviously this is a sort of devastated landscape. It's kind of a hotel, and there's some chalets at the front, one of which we were staying in before the tsunami hit.
I was shocked by the art direction. It's extraordinary. Yesterday we were on the hotel, wiped out hotel set. I was really taken aback. I think the people who experienced it, who'd seen it, were equally taken aback.
They've done a fantastic job on the set. It's really like you're back the day after or hours after the wave hit.
There's a boat that actually went into one of the rooms, and it's amazing that they recreated all of that.
Mai bin lai, mai bin lai. Easy. We're pressed. We're pressed. Mai bin lai. Let's go. Nick. Let's go. Nick, come on!
He did a very, very good job. Quite remarkable.
This set is, we call it in the script the trench set, and it's where our character Ian wakes up immediately after the tsunami. He's been washed away out of the hotel, and he finds himself in a huge pile of rubble, and he's been washed underneath this bridge.
Mama! Everything gone?
It had to have a certain geography to the hotel that we were using, and I found this bridge and looked underneath the bridge and could see across the land. I could see the hotel, and it was actually just the perfect spot to put it. So I took some photos of it and did a sketch, and that's how we ended up here today. Obviously, at the time of the tsunami, I saw all the footage because everybody just got glued to their televisions for days on end. You kind of realise we're not just making a television drama, but we're also kind of making a fitting memorial for the people who are involved in it.